Hello students, welcome back. As the CPTs are fast approaching, this is the revision for the chapters taught earlier. So the first chapter is topographical sheets, colors, signs and symbols. In this chapter, we will study about the contoured lines. So what is the contoured lines? Contoured line is the imaginary lines that join points of equal elevation on the surface of the earth above or below a reference point such as mean sea level. So student, you can see this is a contour lines. This is a contour line. You can write here 600, 500 and 400. So these heights has been taken from the sea level. These lines are called the contour lines. Second is a topographical maps. Topographical maps are large scale maps that show both natural features such as mountains, hills, rivers, lakes, plateaus, cliffs, etc. and man-made features such as settlements, roads, railway tracks, wells and embankments. Students, you can see this is a sample section of a topo sheet. A topo sheet or a topographical map provides a heap of information of both natural and man-made features. As you can see in this image, there is a three dominant colors. These are green, yellow and white. The green area contains vegetation, chiefly forest. All the area covered in yellow is cultivated land. The white portion is barren land. No crops are grown in this land. Which part of land? White portion. This is a barren land. Part of it is also open scrub. Most of the hilly terrain is also barren. The red color at a few places on this map show settlements. Second point is use of colors on topographical maps. Means ki what is the use of the colors in the map? So as we all know, the color is very important to read a map. Without using a color, we don't read a map. So first color is a brown color. Brown color indicates the contour lines. Second is black colors. Black colors indicates the boundary lines in the political maps. And blue colors, all the water bodies, rivers, sea, ocean, reservoirs, all the water bodies are shown with the blue color. White color is shown as a barren land. Means you can say is uncultivated land. And a land which is not useful for agriculture. In this land, the white color is used. Red color is used to show the settlement on the map. Yellow color is show the cultivated area, and green color is show the vegetation or greenery of the land. So these are some colors which is used in the reading of the topographical maps. Next point is symbols used on topographical maps. First symbol is international boundaries. This is the symbol of international boundaries. International boundaries are shown as a series of dashes. You can see this is a dashes and dots on a contour map. Such a line forms the border between two countries. Second is state boundaries that are demarcated from the border between the states within a country itself. These are shown by a series of dots and dashes that are thinner. You can see this is a thinner comparatively. International boundaries, state boundaries are thinner and more closely spaced than those in the international boundaries. Third is the district boundaries are shown by a series of dashes. These form the borders between the districts in a states. Fourth symbol is a metal road. A metal road, and you can say it a pakka road, means a tarred road. It is shown by two red parallel lines. Which color is shown in the red parallel line? It is shown by two red parallel lines. A metal road indicates that the region is developed. So, where is the metal road? In a developed region. Third is unmetalled road, and you can also it kacha road, are shown by a set of broken parallel lines. This is a parallel lines and this is a broken parallel lines, and this is also in a red color. Unmetalled roads indicate that the area is undeveloped. Next symbols is footpath. A footpath is used only by people for walking and is not meant for vehicles. It is usually found in hilly regions. On the map, they are indicated by a single red dotted line. This is also shown with the red color and dotted colors. Next is a bridge. A bridge is shown with a blue water bodies. This is a water body and it's shown with a blue color. The water bodies is usually a stream or a river. In India, there are three railway gauges: the broad gauge, the meter gauge and the narrow gauge. Gauges. In India, there are three railway gauges: the broad gauge, the meter gauge and a narrow gauge. The broad gauge is the most common of all the gauges. The distance between the two tracks in this gauge is 1.67 meter. What is the distance? Is 1.67 meter. 1.67 meter between the two track distance. Broad gauge is used for carrying freight and passengers. Next, the meter gauge is of 1 meter width between the two tracks. Meter gauge railways are some of the oldest railways and still ply in very remote places in the country. They carry both freight and passengers. Third is a narrow gauge, is of 0.762 meter width between the two tracks. Narrow gauge railways are also known as light railway and are operated only in places of popular tourist destination. Next symbol is small river. This is a symbol of a small river and it is shown in the map is in blue color. This symbol denotes a small river and next is a river. What is this? This is a symbol of river. The river either joins another river or flows into a lake or into the sea. An arrow. You can see this is an arrow in the river or on the banks of the river indicates the direction of the flow of the river. What the arrow indicates? The arrow indicates the flow of the river. Next topic is settlement on topographical sheets. So what is settlements? Settlements is a group of houses in villages or town. Settlements are two types. First is a permanent settlements and second is a temporary settlements. The size of settlements depends on the availability of roads, railways, hospitals, police stations, administrative buildings, rest houses and so on. Settlements grow over a period of time. The location and type of settlements are determined by various factors such as the terrain, presence of water, suitable climate, presence of employment opportunities, etc. So some settlements are permanent settlements and some are the temporary settlements. Settlements that are built and occupied for a short period of time are called a temporary settlements. In permanent settlements, people build permanent houses and in course of time a settlement develops. Now I am going to revise the second chapter, scale and distance. Map scale. A scale is the ratio of distance between two places on a map to the actual distance between the same two places on the ground. Map scales are represented in three different ways. First is verbal or statement scale, second is graphical or linear scale, and third is representative fraction or RF. So what is a verbal or statement scale? The scale is stated in words. Verbal scale is stated in words. The units are usually mentioned in this type of scale. For example, 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometer. It means we can say 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 5 kilometer on the ground. These are just statements indicating what a particular distance on the map would represent on the ground. Second is graphical or linear scale. This consists of a straight line. You can see this is a straight line which is divided into length. That represents given distance on the earth's surface. It is usually drawn near the lower portion of the map. You can see in the map is always given a scale in the lower portion of the map. And you can see in this image the linear scale line is divided into 5 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts, 1 centimeter apart. Each of these parts represent a distance of 50 kilometers. You can say that each part is represent the 50 kilometers. 0 to 50 kilometer means 1 centimeter indicates the 50 kilometer. Each of these parts represent a distance of 50 kilometer on the ground. At the extreme left hand, one part of 1 centimeter has been further subdivided into two parts of 5 millimeter, each representing 25 kilometer. Third is a representative fraction, or you can say it RF. This is a numerical scale that gives the ratio of distance between two places on the map and distance between the same places on the ground. For example, 1 is to 50,000. This means one unit on the map would be equal to 50,000 units of the ground. The ratio is also given as a fraction. 1 is to 50,000. This is shown in a fraction with the numerator representing 1 unit. This is a numerator and this is a denominator. Numerator always is 1 and denominator is 50,000. You calculate the ground distance between 2 points by measuring the distance between the same 2 points on the map and by multiplying the map distance by the denominator of the RF. Measuring distances. To understand maps correctly, it is important to learn how to accurately measure distance on them. This can be done in different ways. First is a measuring distances along a straight line. The distance between any 2 points on a map can be measured using a ruler. Thereafter, using the scale of the map, the actual distance can be calculated. Second is a measuring distances along curved lines. So how to calculate the distance in curved lines? Distance along curved lines are measured by either the divider method or the twine method. Twine means thread method. These methods are useful in measuring lengths of river, railway lines, curved roads, car tracks, etc. In the divider method, a divider whose pointed ends are 1 or 2 centimeter apart is used. Distance can also be measured most accurately with the help of a piece of string or twine. Measuring distance of curved routes such as those along railway tracks, motorable roads, car tracks, reverse routes and canals is easily done with a piece of strings or twine, since it can be shaped to follow the curves and bend in the route. Third chapter is composition and structure of the atmosphere. So what is atmosphere? The atmosphere is the layer of air that surrounds the earth. Composition of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a colorless and odorless layers of gases that surrounds the earth. Nearly 99% of the atmosphere consists of nitrogen. Nitrogen is 78% and oxygen is 21%. So the presence of the nitrogen in the atmosphere is 78% and the oxygen is 21%. And the other gases included helium, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, other gases. These are the few other gases, and some water vapor, dust particles and smoke are its other constituents. The atmosphere is the thicker and heavier near the surface of the earth and become less dense with an increase in height above sea level. The gravitational pull of the earth holds the air in place around the earth. The atmosphere therefore exerts pressure on the surface of the earth because of its weight. Next point is structure of the atmosphere. The atmosphere has 5 distinct layers. They are the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. The first layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. The troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere. You can see this is the earth and the air is all around the earth is called the atmosphere. So the first layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere, and also the most important, and troposphere is also the most important layer of the earth. It protects us from the heat of the sun during the day and keeps the earth warm at night. This is the densest layer of the atmosphere and its thickness varies from 8 km above the poles to 18 km. Means its distance in the pole. This is the pole of the earth and the distance is the troposphere is to 8 km to 18 kilometers, and you can also say 20 kilometers. In this layer, temperature decreases with height as the atmosphere becomes thinner as we go up. In this layer, as we go up, the temperature decreases. The rate of which the temperature drops is 1 degree centigrade per 165 meters. This is also called the lapse rate. All weather phenomena such as clouds, rain, storms, etc. occurs in this layer. So this is also called the weather making layer because all the weather phenomena happens in this layer. The boundary between troposphere and the stratosphere is called the tropopause. the boundary between the troposphere and stratosphere. This is a troposphere and this is a stratosphere, and the boundary between these two layers is called the tropopause. Second layer is stratosphere. This layer of atmosphere lies just above the troposphere but below the mesosphere. It is the second major layer of the Earth atmosphere. The temperature is constant in the lower part but increases in the above part. It is about 0 degree centigrade at 50 km. This increases in temperature is because of the absorption of the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays by the ozone gas present in this layer. The most of the ozone gas present in the stratosphere. However, the temperature begins to fall again. The stratosphere is almost without clouds because of the extremely low temperatures in the tropopause, due to which there is hardly any movement of water vapor from the troposphere to the stratosphere. So the ozone layer is also present in the stratosphere. The next layer is mesosphere. This layer extends from the top of the stratosphere up to a height of 80 km above the Earth. Here the temperature decreases with height till it reaches -100 degrees centigrade at the end of the mesosphere. The temperature decreases because the air is much thinner here and there is a little amount of ozone which helps in heating the stratosphere. Third is a thermosphere. The layer above the mesosphere is called the thermosphere. It has little air. In the thermosphere, temperature increases as one goes higher. This is due to the direct energy of the sun or solar radiation causing the atomic particles to be charged. And last layer is the exosphere. It is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. It starts at the top of the thermosphere and continues until it merges in the space. This is the space. Temperatures increases with altitude in this layer because of the solar radiations and can exceed 4000 degrees centigrade, while hydrogen and helium are the main gases of this layer. So that's all for today. Thank you.